The Bat by Bela Lugosi. Narrated by Vlad. Your fancy may crawl away from the tale I am about to tell you. In fact, you may not believe it. But in order to tell you about the haunted house and what occurred there, I must go back a little way in time. You know that I am married a fourth time. Yes, you know that. You have heard about my other wives. You know that I come from the Black Mountains of Hungary, where in the arms of my old nurse I heard the tales of vampires and saw their victims. Ah, yes. As I grew older and could take notice of the things about me, I saw many a young man and a young woman, pale and sickened and seemed to die with no cause given. I had a skeptical mind. I read widely. I made a brave attempt to laugh off such nonsense. Folklore gone mad, I told myself. I would shake off the charnel house odours of such foul superstitions. And then I met the woman. Her age was indeterminable. She was an actress. She was not outstandingly beautiful. Her hair was a pale brown. Her skin deathly pale at times. At other times, it was a blood red. That was when she had been fed. Her mouth was thin and ravenous, her teeth tiny and pointed. She had been married many times. There had been many lovers. One never asked what had become of them. Men feared her and went to her at her command. Husbands left their wives because of her. I had a wife too, and 2 sons, yes. I have 2 sons of whom I have never spoken. They are grown boys now. I have never seen them since I left. I have never, from that day to this, sent so much as a picture postcard home. Nor have I had one. How should I? I burned all my bridges behind me when I left more than 15 years ago. It was safer to have no communication of any earthly kind. I wish I could say that I did not care, that the thought of those 2 young men of mine did not matter to me. But I do care. It does matter. However, to get back. At that time, I was living the normal life of a young man of the town. I had played Romeo with some success. I was said to be of outstanding appearance. I had a genial disposition and a happy outlook on life. And then I met her. The very first time I was introduced to her I broke out in a deathly cold sweat. My heart and pulse raced, and then seemed to stop, dead. I lost control of my limbs and faltered in my speech. I was never happy in her presence. I felt always sick and dizzy and depleted. Yet I could not remain away from her. She never bade me come to her, not in words. There was never any of the conventional trapping of assignations. I simply went to her at odd hours of the day and night, impelled by an agency I neither saw nor heard. I lost weight, I hardly slept. I had seen other young men fade and wither before my eyes, and had heard the village folk whisper the dread cause. But when it came to me, I did not know it for what it was. It was my mother who forced me to flee the country, and never return to it again until that woman and every trace of her vanished from the sight of men. This that I am telling you is the truth. It can be verified if you are curious or incredulous. I came to America. After a time, my health returned to me. I tried on 2 other occasions to find human love, to marry and have a home as other men have. You have heard the results. One marriage lasted 24 hours. The other, I can only say that she, the faithful one, was there, and gave me to understand that if I ever felt love again, or attempted marriage, she would stand between me and fulfillment. For many months, for years, I dared not think of love or marriage. I was determined to stay alone. And then I met my present wife. She was my secretary. She too is of Hungarian descent. She was born here. She too was raised on the folklore of the countryside, the tales of vampires and ghouls and unspeakable things. She loved me, she has told me, at first sight. Something in her ached for me. I did not love her, not at first. I had put love from me. Then, day after day, as she worked for me and with me, did little things for me that I had not sought to ask. A craving for companionship, for a woman in my heart and in my home, once more took hold of my vitals. But I wanted to put her to the test. For weeks before I dared to tell her that I loved her, wanted to marry her, I tortured her. They were not nice things, the things I did to her. I cannot speak of them. Perhaps it was to test her. Perhaps it was an attempt to placate that other one. whatever it was. And however shamed my heart, I caused her such suffering as made the tears stream down her face for hours and hours at a time. But she never faltered, never turned away from me. And so, nearly 2 years ago, we were married and found this house. We thought, we will make it safe against invasion of any kind, and so we have locks on all the doors, locks that cannot be unlocked by any hands but mine. And no one is admitted to this house unless that person is well known to us. No appointments are made over the telephone. We have 5 hounds, and one of them is white, and his name is Baudry. He knows. The windows, as you can see, are screened and barred and locked. On the landing of each stairway is a large cushion upon which one of the hounds sleeps at night. No footstep, human or otherwise, can mount or descend the stairs without their knowing. And there are times when they howl in the night, howl fiercely, so no eye, not even mine, can see what they are howling at. And so, in spite of all these precautions, the house is haunted. I knew it first when the dogs began to howl. I knew it when I first saw the white fur rise on Baudry's body, saw his ears flatten and his red eyes dilate. I knew it when, in the dead of night, there came the sound of something dragging around the house. And then, that first night in this house, and every night thereafter, the bat has come. That first night, I saw that bat, monstrously big, and with but one eye, flattened against the window. It began to be a monomania with both of us, to kill that bat. We had the feeling that if we ridded ourselves of that thing, we would be free. We told Baudry to get it. We even hired exterminators to come up and watch for the creature and kill it. We had all kinds of men here, lying in wait for it. Finally, they told us we were imagining it. There was no bat visible. We knew that they thought we were mad. Months went by, and then, one night, Baudry got it. We heard him howling in the darkness. He came into the house, and he had it in his mouth, limp, dead, hideous beyond words. With a sick heart and shuddering flesh, I went into the garden, and there, in the dead of night, I dug a grave for it. I dug a hole deep enough to bury the giant of Tarsus. I went back to the house and to bed. The next night came. We had a little festive dinner, my wife and I. We drank wine and were very gay. We even talked of the time when we might go back to Hungary, back to Lugos. In the midst of our happy talk, it happened. My wife heard it first. I could tell she had heard it by the look on her face. I went to the window. The bat was back again. Not the same one, you say? But yes, it was. I went into the garden with Baudry beside me. I dug up that deep pit again. The bat was gone. The ground was undisturbed, but the bat was gone. That is my story. In Lugos, it would not be thought so strange, nor disbelieved. So often and so frightful is this sort of thing over there, even today, that the townspeople of Lugos often keep their dead for days, and sometimes weeks, to be sure that they have died a Christian death, and not the hideous half-death of the vampires. But I do hope that I have not frightened you.